had to make a choice of whether we wanted to go into advertising design or into the fine arts or the commercial arts. Commercial arts at those days, if you recall, we were not graphic designers. So they had a course in industrial design, so I registered for the industrial design course. And it tied in very quickly. It got me looking at books and pictures and images.
When I was a kid, I remember my dad drew a $5 bill. And I thought, boy, what a coincidence. How great does that look, that $5 bill? And I thought, that's a pretty good deal. So I got into drawing, and I guess because of the type on the $5 or $20 bill or type in magazines or whatever, I'm just fascinated by it. I didn't even know that they paid money for hand lettering, but I copied type fonts and knew them in my head.
My dad was an artist. He was a commercial artist and a lettering guy. And when he grew up, he grew up during the Depression, and when he was in high school, he actually did lettering on buildings and big signs and banners. He taught himself how to do that, and he was like an old-time lettering guy. He could sit down and do beautiful script and just had a sense of scale and proportion. I always thought that I'd be an architect, Actually, I wanted to be a naval architect, but I wasn't sure what that was, but it sounded great.
Industrial design became a marketing tool, and it was not farm follows function, it was farm follows marketing. After an intensive campaign of mailings, which are some really cruddy mailings that he got of a mystery of a detective tracking down the Rosetta Stone, the green stone. And he finally found it, and I'm shipping it to you today, and here it is. Hieroglyphics. And the sword is used to pry the stone open. There was an instruction in there to pry the stone open. This resulted in a 3-month period and about something like $3 million worth of sales.
Type was basically metal, and it had hard edges, and you couldn't put letters together unless you cut them apart. And I don't even know if they thought of cutting type apart totally back then. To reproduce and recreate the original Budweiser Lager beer label and the script, I made a pencil and I slipped it underneath the vellum and redrew this by hand with a speedball pen. There was a company called Typositor, that's a company that had a contest, an international contest for type designs, and it so happened that I entered that and won an award for a typeface that I actually named after my daughter, Janet Type.
St. Louis was a very active town. It was very aggressive. The agencies were very strong. Gardner and Darcy, everybody knows those great names. A lot of corporate headquarters in St. Louis, generating work. So it was a great town to work. The architecture part of my training really helped me, I think, and helped our company because we could move across disciplines. So we can move from the printed page to packaging and to three-dimensional design. We did a lot of exhibition design, and we designed a lot of spaces. So it was just a great background and great training.
You had to know what you were doing in order to market it. You had to know what the bottom line on the product was. And when I learned that from clients, always from clients.
With the fact that you could make it had movement to it like a rod and a reel. And they bought off on it, and that's how it came about. So it was just, sometimes things come to you just when they relate what the product or the business is.
When you talk to people, the client, and you really get them to talk about it, doesn't it kind of come to you? You kind of walk out with, I think I know what I might do.
It was a great time, and it was good for me, but it made me really learn to look at things differently and see opportunities in visual and visualizing things and how to look at ideas.
It's been an amazing gift to have people to work with, work in this company and other places where I was able to learn and hopefully do some teaching. But to really have that experience of solving problems together, because it's just what fun, what fun.